Hello, my friends. I am Nichole Lee, your Starseed intuitive, and I am here once again to deliver any messages that are ready to come through for anyone who may need to receive them. This is indeed a very potent time of new beginnings. I actually celebrated my birthday yesterday, and it was a wonderful day. And there was something that almost like clicked with it being my birthday in between this lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse that's coming up on Friday. And it's, I don't know, I woke up feeling totally different yesterday on my birthday in a really good way, right? Like more free, more confident, more full of appreciation for all of the things that are in my life, right? Feeling really blessed. And it's like this excited feeling, like what's coming is really good, right? I hope you're feeling this too, because it definitely feels amazing. Okay, so I started with 2 oracle decks, so let's just get right to the message. I started with 2 oracle decks. The first one from the Illustrated Bestiary oracle deck, and we got the red fox. So right off the bat, when I think of fox, I think of like cunning, clever, right? Like can be sneaky, but I don't see this as a negative. And on the card itself, it says shapeshift. And there's something, I'm hearing the word malleable, right? So as things are shifting, right? We are in this, like I was saying, in this immense time of new beginnings, of transformation, of change, right? And there is the energy of upheaval in that change. So it is important to remain malleable, to be able to flow. I know that's not what this means, but that's just what's coming through right now. I'm gonna actually open the book for that one. I haven't had this bestiary deck for very long, so it's page 147. Because this book has some pretty cool messages in it. So let's just see what it says about our red fox, if I can ever find the page. Okay, so it says, despite being a redhead, Fox understands the subtleties of camouflage. One moment she seems to be a small dog, the next a log, and then she'll move gracefully as a cat, right? So that malleable, shapeshifty, changey, right? Flexible. In Asia, she's been seen wearing the face of a beautiful woman and sometimes of an old man. Fox is said to gain a tail as she masters her magic. Ooh, I like bringing magic into it. A fox with 9 tails knows many things, including invisibility and the art of shapeshifting. Fox is a starlet turned spy, ready to stand out or blend in, and having the wisdom to know which is needed. Fox teaches that your exterior is an ever-changeable illusion. If she has appeared, see if it's time for a shift, or if perhaps someone is being shifty with you, right? So it's that energy of, it's this change, this being flexible with everything that's changing, right? It's really easy to doom scroll and look at the news and look at all the things in the world, all the negative things that are talked about constantly, right? And it's really easy to feel those and allow it to consume you, right? Because the energy of fear and negativity can be all consuming if you allow it to be, right? So there's this, I'm hearing the word detachment. So perhaps someone out there could benefit from detaching yourself from some of the external noise and tuning more in. Because the bottom line, the message I'm getting right now, the bottom line is no matter what is happening in the external world, no matter how it appears, all is truly well, right? And this transformation that's happening, these shifts, all these changes that are occurring right now are actually really positive things. It may not feel like it right now, right? But shifting ain't easy, they just said. So it's sometimes hard to let go of the old as we make way to embrace the new. But change is necessary. Change is required. Change is something that we will experience over and over and over and over again in our lives. And the more you are able to remain flexible, to be your own island, right? Your own source of peace and understanding without all the external noise influencing you, the more that you are able to kind of ride the waves and just enjoy the shift, right? In a different way. So the next oracle card that we got, it's the number 3. I love the number 3. The number 3 signifies expansion, right? Creativity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? It's a very, the key to the universe, Nikola Tesla, right? 369. It's a very deeply rooted, mystical, mysterious number, right? It's in a lot of things, and it's really big energy. And this expansion energy, this magical, mystical vibe is here if you can detach from the noise and find it within yourself, right? Because this card says excitement. So this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? It's, can you get yourself to that place of feeling this energy of excitement? Because the changes that are happening, even if you can't see it, even if all you can see is doom, 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 we're all gonna die, right? That's a choice. That's a choice. And it's a choice that you don't have to make, right? We have free will. We can choose whatever we want. Another card's on the floor. Hold on a sec. So this feels like, as this message is kind of taking shape, this feels very much like a message of, I just heard choose your own adventure. Do you remember those books from like the 80s, 90s? I loved those books. So choose your own adventure, right? Your perspective creates your reality. The things you focus on create your experiences. And you get to choose that, even though sometimes it feels automatic and sometimes it feels like you don't have a choice. So that's this 8 of Swords energy, right? In the standard 8 of Swords and the standard Rider-Waite, we see a woman who is blindfolded. I think she's blindfolded and tied. Her hands and feet are tied and she's surrounded by swords. But the thing with that card is she put herself there, right? Swords are the suit of our mind. It's our thoughts. It's our focus. It's where we choose to spend our energy, right? You think of energy like currency, like money. Where are you spending your energy? Okay. And the 8 of Swords is very much about kind of being stuck in a loop, right? Very much a space of, pardon my French, earmuffs if you don't like cuss words, but they're saying it's like a mind fuck, right? It's getting yourself stuck in this mental loop of negativity, of fear, of doubt, of questioning, right? And this doesn't have to be the end of the world. This could be pessimism, right? And the thing about the 8 of Swords to remember, though, is she can get herself out at any time. I know you can't see it in this imagery because this is the Fountain Tarot, but her ties are not tight, they're loose. And she could use the swords to cut them, right? There's tons of ways she could get out of this at any point. It's her choice. So this card is going right along with that message of choose your own adventure. Your perspective creates your reality. It's your choice. How are you spending your energy today? Right? Like that currency. And the next card that we get is the Hierophant. So it's the number 5. 5 is a number of change, of shifting, of transformation, right? It's out with the old, in with the new. And the thing about change, like I've been talking about this whole time, changing ain't easy, shifting ain't easy, right? It can be, if we allow it, right? We have that choice, that free will. It can be very challenging to let go of the old to make space for the new. Change is scary, change is hard. There's a lot of unknowns. You have to be really brave to be able to embrace this change. And the thing with the Hierophant is, in the standard Rider-Waite, in this imagery we see, he's like opening a box, and look at all this light pouring out of this box. The Hierophant, in the traditional Rider-Waite imagery, we see a priest-looking guy who's teaching other people, right? It represents deep wisdom, deep spiritual wisdom, guidance, right? Sharing and spreading your light after finding it within yourself is what I just heard. And the thing about all of us is we all have access within us to this box that's filled with light, right? We all have the ability to find this space of peace within us, no matter what is happening. externally. No matter what's going on in the world, we all have the ability to do this, to find this peace, this joy, this love, this kind of flow energy, right? So we just got the Queen of Pentacles. So there's the Queen of Pentacles. I always imagine she is sitting in her garden, sipping her tea, her coffee, whatever, and just looking around in appreciation for all that she has. She's the richest queen. She has everything she could possibly need. And as I'm saying this, they're reminding me of what I was saying about my birthday, how I just woke up feeling extreme appreciation. Is my life perfect? No. Are there things that I would love to change? Absolutely. But my life is pretty damn good. And that is a perspective. That is a choice to think those thoughts and to live from that perspective. Because when you shift your perspective, everything else shifts in alignment, right? So the Queen of Pentacles is the richest queen. She has everything that she needs. She's holding an incredibly large pentacle. So this shift, it affects every area, right? I'm getting the feeling of this shift in perspective can not only touch your emotions, right? Your hearts, your thoughts, but it can touch your physical realities as well. It opens up more opportunities when you are more in alignment with the energy, when you are more in the flow. Because then we get the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is very much an energy of, it's time to go. It's time to make a choice, right? He's looking out on the harbor at these ships. It's time for him to start his adventure. So the gist of this message that I'm getting today is, if you are wanting this positive change, if you want to feel better, if you want to have different life experiences, you can do that. And it's time to start, could be baby steps, right? Can start real small, but it's time to start doing something to move in that direction. Our perspective and our thoughts are truly a key, a huge key to our lives. I know that sounds simplistic, and I know that it's everybody says that, right? But the thing is, it's true, right? Just think of two people could be walking down the same street. I know I've said this before. I think it's been a while, but two people walking down the same street, seeing all the same things. This person is looking at the sunrise or the sun, right? Ding, confirmation. This person is looking at, oh, there's a little cat over there. This person is finding things that bring them joy. This person is finding things that make them feel good. This person is looking at the trash on the ground. This person is looking at that car over there and they really hate that color. And this person sees this other person that they don't like, right? Your perspective completely changes your reality. Two people looking at the exact same situations, having polar opposite experiences based on their perspective, their thoughts, where they are spending their energy. So the message here is, where are you spending your energy today? Because you do have a choice. It takes practice, but you can do it. You can shift everything just in here. Thanks for being with me today. I appreciate you so much. And I am sending all the light directly from my heart into yours. I hope you have an amazing week, day, month, whenever I see you again. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.